All right, how's everybody doing? Okay, we're just coming off a great presentation from Jernithia. Okay, so I am Shontera Gillespie-Coleman, and I'm excited to be here with you. And I'm going to talk about branding yourself for the opportunities that you deserve. So really, I'm going to talk about branding, personal branding and professional branding. All right. So I like to introduce myself because I'm not just Shontera Gillespie-Coleman. I actually have five names. Shontera Twanda Jeanette Gillespie-Coleman. So that tells you I'm a little bit more than what you see. They're nothing. Always have been, continue to be. So these are two of my personas. One is, can anybody tell me who the person on the left is? Serena. What is Serena known for? So how did she get to be a tennis player? What brought her there? So, okay, I heard her dad, hard work, strength, endurance, resilience. So I channel my inner Serena a lot of times when I'm actually doing fitness related things. That's one of my passions. Who's the person on the right? Beyonce and Jay-Z. Okay, so the reason I put Beyonce up there with Jay-Z is because I consider myself, when I want to look good and go out and hang out with my friends, I dress up like Beyonce and put my Beyonce on. But I also have my partner, who is the love of my life. His name is Jerry, and he's always my right-hand person. So he is always lifting me up, giving me my shine. So that's why I put Beyonce and Jay-Z up there. All right, so this is me, and this is one of the races that I ran. I'm not gonna tell you when, but it's not been in the last year. These are my two littles. So Jada and Sierra Coleman, they are my fraternal twins. They are seniors. Actually, they're getting ready to graduate in May from ECU. And they always cheer me on when I run. So I run half marathons and 10Ks. So I channel my inner fitness to get there. So that's another piece of me. This is my family. This is who I call Team Coleman. So it's me, Sierra, Jada, and my husband, Jerry. So this is a part of me. So I'm introducing myself as the whole Shontera. So I haven't even gotten to the point of my professional, right? Awesome. So today we're going to talk about understanding the importance of your elevator pitch. We're going to connect your personal brand with your professional brand. We're going to learn how social media impacts your personal brand. And then we're going to go a little bit into resume tips. Sound like a plan? Awesome. How many people have a personal brand right now? Raise your hand. All right, what do you think your personal brand is? I'm going to take some volunteers. All right. Yes, please.
But currently, I think my personal brand is serve the world and value, and that shows how being involved. So that's what my personal brand is. I serve with
Awesome. So I heard faith and serving others. What's your name?
Daryl Cosby.
Daryl Cosby Jr. Awesome. Thank you. Anybody else? Yes.
Everyone generally knows me as a humble guy, person who finds a great things.
Awesome. So I heard humble and genuine.
Humble and kind.
Humble and kind. Okay. Awesome. Thank you, Mitchell. All right. So an elevator pitch is a way to show your expertise, your credentials, effectively and quickly connect with people you don't know. It's a short speech to introduce yourself in career and business connections and personal connections. And it can also help you build your network. So I heard a lot of you talk about building your network today and really sitting in your space of getting to know others in every setting. So an elevator pitch will allow you to do just that. How many people have an elevator pitch already? Nice. All right, we're gonna practice in a minute. So the key elements of an elevator pitch are your educational and professional accomplishments, the skills and goals related to your career, and then highlighting unique qualifications and experiences. So it should be a way for you to quickly connect on who you are, what makes you stand out from everybody else, and a passion or an expertise that you have. So I heard some people say that they have elevator pitches. So anybody want to share their elevator pitch with me? Yes.
Good afternoon, my name is Darryl Paxton Jr. I'm a sophomore mechanical engineering major at Lustrous Speed University, where I'm from Savannah, Georgia. Currently in my freshman year, I had an internship with International Paper, where I worked in the project management section, working with different engineers to carry out projects on the field. And this upcoming summer, I did an internship with Procter & Gamble in Green Bay, Wisconsin, where I'll be a manufacturing intern, doing their pumps, where they're the biggest manufacturer of pumps in New York.
Awesome. Amazing. Great job. All right, who else can give me an elevator pitch? This is where you interact. Who's the person that told me I needed a mic? All right, so we're gonna pretend I just got here. Hey, how you doing?
Sophomore at East Savannah University, I'm in education, from the children's.
Who you are, what makes you unique, other than going to your university, because other people in the university, what makes you stand out? What do you want me to know if I have an internship or an externship or a job? What do you want me to know that makes you stand out and what the passion brings me?
Actually, about it. Which is another. Get from the bottom of the music.
Awesome. Okay, let's try again. So now that you know what your passion is, what you're gonna give me, let's do it again.
What's that? Then, that, you got to go really powerful. How you doing?
Hey, how you doing?
Following up at Savannah State University, and the education becomes passionate stuff that people certainly want you to be moving. And, what's that?
Awesome, awesome, good job. All right, one more. I want you to step outside of your comfort zone. All right, so I'm going to call on someone. So I have a confession. I am shy. Deep down, I'm shy. So all of this elevator pitch, my entire presentation is what got me from starting my career in human resources. So my profession is human resources. I'm a human resources leader. I do talent management, I recruit, I help people coach and develop their leadership opportunities, I consult, and I manage teams of human resources professionals that hire people and train them and, fill positions in companies. So I want to call upon someone that is going to step outside of their comfort zone. Yes. All right. This is your elevator. So what are the three things you need to do? Three things. Who you are, what makes you stand out, and what is passionate. Something passionate that you can bring to him.
That has a lot of history with healthcare background and companies and leadership in the hospital. Well, I switched to managing, but none of us were doing this because I did that change because, I'm really interested in still helping people, but kind of working in the back, and like the technology, like, I used to go to hospitals, more so widespread in my community. I absolutely want to impact healthcare in a way that is both impactful to our community and stuff like the lives and animals, I want to be able to like technology.
What were your takeaways? Any takeaways? So do y'all think y'all could, if you met me and I'm at a job fair, and there's 5 people around, and I say, I'm giving an internship at the end of the job fair, I'm giving out an internship to one of you. Whoever can impress me in 2 minutes. Because the elevator pitch is less than 2 minutes. You ride an elevator, how long are you on the elevator? Yeah. So when you actually have the opportunity to network with people, take them. So the important things to know are, it used to be all about how your presentation and all about how you dress and all about, so that's one component. Now you have to differentiate yourself. You have to make your voice heard. So everyone's not very outspoken, but I turn on and off my voice for appropriate reasons. And when you introduce yourself, you want to make sure they know your name. And sometimes you need to say your name at the beginning and then say your name at the end. You know why? So they can remember. And sometimes, a lot of times, like with my name is complex. And some people mispronounce it. So I try to make sure I articulate my name twice in a conversation. All right. So we practiced the elevator pitch. Now we're talking about personal branding and how you package yourself in the online world. How many people have social media accounts? Multiple social media accounts. Which social media accounts do you have? I heard LinkedIn. Okay. So you consider LinkedIn social media? Awesome. Awesome. We're gonna get there. We're gonna get there. Okay. So what is your brand? What makes you special? So I want other people that didn't volunteer before, I want you to volunteer. I need another volunteer. What's your brand? What makes you special? You want me to start? All right. So from a personal standpoint, I told you, I'm Shontera, Twanda, Jeanette, Gillespie-Coleman. I am the mother of fraternal twins. I'm the wife of my high school sweetheart. I am the youngest of 4 children. I am an HR professional that graduated from the University of North Carolina, Chapel Hill with my undergraduate degree. I have a master's degree in human resources from Central Michigan University. And I also have a consulting business. I'm a fitness enthusiast. I've run over 100 half marathons. Anybody know how many miles a half marathon is? 13.1, don't forget 0.1. I've run 4 marathons, 26.2 miles. I've done 1 triathlon. I teach kickboxing. I'm a personal trainer, and I'm a career coach. I am faith-based. Christ is the center of my life. Amen. I wake up every morning with prayer. I pray throughout the day. I've instilled it in my children, and it's part of me. Also, fitness and wellness. I can't do what I do. I can't take care of people. I can't be the force in human resources without taking care of me first. All right, that's my personal brand. So who wants to try? Will you try? Yeah. Elijah, right? Right, Elijah. Tell us your personal brand. Who you are, what makes you, you.
Alright, I'm Thomas, finance major, currently at the, University of Temple. Growing up, I growing up with a single mom, so, I'm the second child and the middle child of three siblings. I have an older sister and a younger brother. Also like you, my mom has instilled faith and wellness, and to us, me and my siblings. My personal brand, we growing up the way I did, I just wanna be like also a voice and just try to make others have like others at least around me. Just trying to uplift everybody. I want everybody around me to have that personality. So I'm gonna start that with me. Finance, I'm in finance because I want to own my own firm one day. And I want to just deal with other finances and being, but I have a business and be my own CEO. Yeah, that's pretty much my premise.
Awesome. Thank you. Five questions. Does your personal brand show up in your social media? All the time? Every social media platform. I heard Snapchat, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, LinkedIn. You got different social media for different things. All right, so what happens if I Google you? Yeah. If I Google your name, what happens if I Google you? Facebook will pop up? Okay. So your Facebook personal brand and your Instagram personal brand and your Snapchat personal brand and your Twitter personal brand, they're gonna match your LinkedIn brand. So I'm going somewhere with this because my professional job is human resources. So I don't have a problem putting my full name on my LinkedIn. And there's not many other Shontera Gillespie-Coleman out there. I don't have a problem putting it on my Twitter. I don't have a problem putting it on my Instagram. I have Snapchat, that's just to like follow my children. I just want to make sure y'all understand that there are some HR professionals that go out and look for reasons to disintegrate your personal brand in order to limit your professional. So I don't live in the space where, it's them against us. I live in a space competition is fierce. I mean, it is absolutely fierce. People have internships, people have externships, people have businesses while they're going to school. People have dreams and goals. Some people have published, not books, but maybe articles. And then some people are musically inclined. Some people are artists. So their competition is fierce. So when you actually have your personal brand, and I have fun, like I left the piece out. I have my posse, my girls. So Dawn is one of my girls from UNC. We met at UNC years ago. And we're both 50 plus. We're both like with days within each other. We celebrate our birthdays every year together since we met. 32. This year will be 32 years that we have known each other. So you can cocktail. So, thank you. Kickboxing helps. All right, so we're gonna move into your professional brand. And I'm not saying don't be yourself, because I am all me all the time. I'm long gone from my HR self versus my personal self. So when I Google me, the first thing that pops up is my LinkedIn. The absolute first thing. Do y'all know Google statistics, like Google Analytics? So how do Google Analytics work? keywords and how many times you post. Yes. So if you're on your social media all the time, posting all the time, people are seeing your social media. So there's a time and a place for that, but there's also keep the professional side that people are also seeing that. So I want to challenge you. You don't have to do it right now, but I want to challenge you before this weekend is over. Google yourself if you haven't already. And don't just stop with the first page. Go like to 10 pages. You might not have 10 pages because I'm much older than y'all, but go to that last page and see what's out there because you don't want people to be surprised by telling you something that's on your brand that you don't know about. Make sense? All right, the next thing that came up, the frequency when I Google myself is my sorority. I'm a member of Delta Sigma Theta Sorority Incorporated. And he said, I knew it. I'm not even gonna go there. I'm not even gonna go there because we might have some other D9 in the room. But what I can tell you is, my brother is a member of Omega Psi Phi. My sister is a member of Alpha Kappa Alpha sorority. So we're all sisters, all in love. But the reason this pops up is because I'm on the executive committee of my local chapter of Delta Sigma Theta. What do? I'm the second vice president. What is that? Program planning and development. All the committees of outreach to the youth for educational development, economic development, physical and mental health, international awareness and involvement, and what? Social action. So the reason that popped up is probably because of all of my social action posts, how important it is for us to vote right now. Vote locally and vote, vote, vote. The other thing that came up is my human resources leadership experience. That's when I won an award for a Hall of Fame award. So it's important for me to keep Googling myself because one, I'm looking for another professional opportunity, full-time opportunity. And I also want to make sure my brand is what I want it to be and what I say it's going to be. Make sense? So you determine your brand. All right, personal branding. We're going to talk about the 5 A's and the 5 C's of personal branding. Anybody got an idea of what they are? Authenticity, awareness, appearance, articulation, and association. Okay, so what's authenticity? So who can tell me what makes you authentic? Yes, Mitchell.
Being authentic means that even in professional circles or personal circles, your true personality shines through it all. Like people can connect with you personally, no matter what setting you're in, even though you're adjusting to that setting.
Right. So your true beliefs and values come out. They show up very clearly. Awareness. So that's about knowing your strengths and your opportunities. I don't really like the word weaknesses because everything presents itself as an opportunity. If you're a leader, you're going to take advantage of any opportunity or setback that you have and turn it into a success or an outcome, correct? Appearance. So this one's important. The physical appearance and online presence make up a third of your total personal branding. So if people haven't met you in person, they're getting a picture of what you are from your social media branding and what they find from you online, like a Google search, what they can read about you. So what you post online matters, and how you present yourself from a physical standpoint matters. Articulation, communication is key. The messages you put on your social media matter. So the message that you put with the picture matters, and the right tone. So there have been circumstances where professionals have posted things on their social media and they lost endorsement deals, right? And the reason they lose the endorsement deal is because of the perception that the posting and the words that they put with the picture were up there. They might have just been like playing around and thinking, oh, this isn't serious. But the interpretation of someone that's younger than them, that looks at them as a mentor or an idol, is like, oh, okay, guns are cool. Or hating this person is okay. When that might not be their personal brand, that might not be their belief. They just have, we're having fun and put it on online and didn't think it was gonna bother them in the long run. Make sense? Association. So anybody had their mother or grandmother say, mind your company, or is it mine? You are the people that you surround yourself with, even if you aren't doing anything. If people see you with the wrong group, they associate you with the mischief, right? Well, let's reverse that. What if you're always with people that exhibit themselves as leaders? They don't have to lead anybody or lead any organization. They just show up like Ocelot. They walk in a room, command the room, and they know what their beliefs and values are. What if you are always around those people? What if you sought those people out? Then how are people going to see you? So that is what your personal brand is about. Now we're going to talk about the 5 C's: clarity, consistency, credibility, connection, and confidence. So let's talk about clarity. So when you talk about your personal brand, you want to be clear and you want to have purpose. I heard several of you who volunteered talk about your purpose. So it doesn't matter where you are in life, you always need to go back and find what your purpose is, because that's what's going to keep driving you. So the reason I stay in human resources, yeah, it pays well. But what makes me get up every day and go to work is because I consider myself as a servant leader. It brings me great joy to match a person with a position for a company and have that success happen, and then have that person continue to grow and thrive and develop professionally. So when I got out of school and wanted to do human resources, I couldn't buy a job. I had to find my voice and make my way. So I promised that I would not be that way to other people. I was going to give opportunities and expand those opportunities to others so that they could have a platform. Consistency. So you want to make sure the messaging and the appearance and the behavior across all of your interactions and channels are consistent. So consistency matters. So like if on your social media platforms, if you're not on there for a week, then people are going to be asking where you are, right? So same thing with your professional brand. You want to make sure it's consistent, that you show up the same way all the time. Credibility. If you know and have an expertise, share it. If you have nuggets of wisdom and knowledge that you want others to know, learning opportunities, teachable moments, share them. That's how you establish yourself as a credible source of knowledge. Connections. Establish relationships that propel you to reach your goals. So when you meet someone and you have your elevator pitch, you don't want to leave it at the elevator pitch. The best thing you can do is find ways to connect with that person so that you can have a long-standing relationship. Because you never know, you might meet that person in another life somewhere and make that connection. What I try to do is immediately find a way that I can connect with them. My go-to is LinkedIn. I will search somebody on LinkedIn and connect with them in a minute and message them and say, I met you at this conference and I would love to keep the connection going. Make sense? All right, confidence. This is conviction in who you are and what you represent. How many people are confident in who they are right now? How do you make sure that's known in simple interactions? Stand up for what you believe in, even when everybody else is against it? Yes. You have your hand raised.
Yeah, I was gonna say being loud and proud, but like bluffing.
Being loud and proud without being obnoxious. What's obnoxious about being loud and proud?
Well, I suppose it's like possible. It's basically like I'm gonna be president, like everything's fine. Almost.
Right, right, that makes sense. Yes, yes.
I was just gonna add to that point. It's about supporting. Is supporting made, personally, confidence shines through if you share your goals or you're passionate with someone. You don't have to state it over and over, but when you show action, that shows your confidence behind it.
Absolutely, absolutely. That's how you make your brand stick. The confidence shows in you say what you believe in, you post what you believe in, you act how you believe, you serve how you believe. So I heard purpose driven. You said you like to give your gift of music to the youth. That's your brand. That's what you are, and that is exactly what your passion is. I don't know if you realize this, but your voice went up when you said that. Like, your voice was higher when you talked about your music and how you wanted to impact the youth than it was when you introduced yourself. So when you work on your elevator pitch, and I want you to pick somebody that's gonna be critical. Somebody that's gonna give it to you straight. And practice your elevator pitch. Because you want people to be very aware of who you are, and when you command the minutes or the seconds that you have with them. Make sense? Awesome. So again, my personal brand is faith, fitness, wellness, servant leader. So I also post a lot. I post a lot on Instagram. I post a lot on Facebook. I post a lot on LinkedIn. I don't post professional items on Instagram and Facebook as much as I do on LinkedIn, but I'm always posting about my daughters. So this is one of my daughters, Jada, and I posted on all of my social media platforms when she earned $538,000 worth of scholarships to go to school. I posted about Jada because when Jada was born, she was 3 pounds and 2 ounces. And academics don't come easy to her. She has to work hard. She's very diligent and consistent. Now her twin, academics comes really easy to her. And athletics comes easy to her. So I post about Jada so that I can talk about perseverance and resilience and boosting her confidence in herself. She's getting ready to graduate, as I mentioned before. She is a scholar at East Carolina, and she's going to be a physical therapist. All right, so managing your online presence. So know your social media brand. So know what you show up like on your social media. Protect your content. Do you know what I mean by that? What do I mean by that? Post. So you can post items on social media, and then some people can comment. You know that, right? And some people can steal your post. Do y'all know that? So know your content. So if it's your content, make sure that content stays with the same message that you intended to. So you have to actually manage your social media content. And then remember, I want you to Google your name. Has anybody ever Googled their name? Yeah. Okay, so y'all know what's out there about you, like in the last 24 hours? Okay. Any surprises? Yeah? about track?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Well, good. So manage your online presence. So just a little facts, Facebook still has 3 million monthly active users worldwide. YouTube has 2.5 billion. I said million, but it's billion. Instagram has 2 billion and TikTok has 1.2 billion. How many TikTokers? Yeah. No, you watch TikToks? You don't make them, but you watch them. What's the difference? Help me. You're not producing? Okay, you're consuming the content, but you're not producing. Good to know. So you know HR professionals search TikTok too, right? Did y'all know that? There's also a positive to that. So there's also marketing pieces and brand awareness. A lot of companies find their next stars for commercials through TikTok and YouTube. So when you do a YouTube video of music or any dancers in the room, okay, my children did Praise Mom for years. So if you YouTube them, I had to tell them this, if you YouTube them, you take them from 4 all the way to 18. So depends on how you want to be known. All right, LinkedIn is a social network that focuses on professional networking and career development. Builds a platform for professional brands. How many people have a LinkedIn page? Amazing. How many people touch their LinkedIn page every day? Yes? So what do you do on your LinkedIn page every day? Yes. You said you check it every day, right? What's your name again?
Yeah.
Daryl, what do you do on your LinkedIn page every day?
So we maybe that's outside of school now, that is really kind of mentally kind of.
Okay.
With the goals and usually it's an influence on my person. So.
You don't like to post on your LinkedIn?
I don't.
You haven't posted anything on LinkedIn? Is- So tell me more about that. Why not?
I always very
Private?
private kind of person. It's always more about.
Okay.
So I'm like saying, not to. Or something, but it's all the stuff happening with it. So that engagement with it, and then I got it. I'll be lots of videos. We're both of them. I'm the people trying to friends and say that we. When you get your feel like if you leave a life, they're the same chance like people. Yeah, that's why, that's why the person brand, we should serve the first, because that is what the first. It's all going to be served.
Right. Right.
And so, it's like, sometimes it's like, it's served, like, it's to sleep down, post, something.
Can I challenge you on that? How are people gonna know that you're serving them if you don't tell them? Other than the people that you're serving in that moment, how are people going to know that that is your personal brand? If they don't ever touch you. Like if I hadn't met you today, how would I know that your personal brand is serving others? If you don't post it on a social platform. If you're looking for a job, You have to tell the world what your personal and professional. LinkedIn is a way to do that. And don't ever think about it as bragging. You have every right to shine in your leadership arena at every moment that you possibly can. Bragging would be every word, I. But if you're actually doing good in the community, it's helping to share that with other people. Because it's an opportunity for them to learn about research. It's an opportunity for them to stretch outside of their normal day-to-day activity. If they see someone young like you that can do that, you're inspiring people and you don't even know. Make sense? I heard somebody else over here about LinkedIn. How many times have you touched LinkedIn?
I mostly check every other day, you know, because I have my notifications on, so like you said, I can check, you know, my connection was either day to day, and I know I stay up to date.
So you're checking LinkedIn for your connections posts. Do you think they're checking to see what you're posting?
I get notifications that they like my post too, so.
Okay, so where are you posting at?
Last post I made, I had spoke to some students in high school at a Sing Summit.
Mhm.
That was one of the last posts that I had.
Awesome, awesome. So LinkedIn actually allows you several different ways to get your brand out there. So it literally is an online resume. Now, you don't have to put everything on your resume on LinkedIn. It's good to put achievements at each of the areas. It's a way for businesses to actually search you out for opportunities. There are a ton of internships and externships that HR professionals, they use LinkedIn as a sourcing opportunity. And they're looking for young talent or talent that is innovative, that is reaching out to the community. And they're looking for minorities all the time. Minorities that go to HBCUs. There are particular opportunities that have that criteria. So I challenge you, I encourage you, I empower you to use LinkedIn. It's a way for you to search for jobs and internships, job shadowing, informational interviews. You may not know what you want your career to be, you know, a year from now, because I heard sophomores. Are there any freshmen? Yes. So you may not know what you want your career to be. That's okay. You have plenty of time to do that. LinkedIn offers opportunities for you to do job shadowing too, or informational interviews. Professionals have no problem doing an informational interview with you, which is where you ask all the questions around the position and find out if it's something that you would be interested in. Is it something you want to get up every day and do for 8, 9, 10 hours a day? It also enhances your professional reputation. So you can actually post content. You can post content that you were at this leadership conference and nuggets about what you learned at the leadership conference. What that tells professionals is that you are constantly looking to enhance your professional brand and continue your professional development. If you're always looking to learn, and learning doesn't always come in the book, we all know that, right? So if you're always looking to enhance your learning, a lot of times companies are looking for that. They want somebody that's not going to be the same status quo, do things the same way that they've been doing in their company for 10, 20 years. They need some innovation and diverse ideas. All right. So for your LinkedIn profile, so a lot of people already have their LinkedIn profile. So is your profile fully developed all the way through? So you have your professional statement, your summary, and then you have your highlights of your positions that you held or volunteer opportunities, skill sets. Okay, awesome. So the 5 steps to making LinkedIn work for you are develop the professional profile and the tone. You also want to connect with someone. Connect with someone after you set up your LinkedIn, not just the people that you know. You want to connect with people that you know, and then if you have a colleague, if you have a professor, if you have a cousin that's on LinkedIn, connect with one of their connections and introduce yourself. That expands your network. And then showcase your unique perspectives and your passions. And you want to make sure you continue to engage. So if you see a post that someone else made, some people write like articles on particular passions of theirs. Sometimes it has nothing to do with their profession, but they're just giving you a snippet. Like one person that I'm connected with, I've never met her, but I'm connected with her. She gives travel tips. So she is a professional, she's a lawyer, but she loves to travel. She puts these, like, it'll say 1 minute read. Did you know when you travel abroad, you should do this? And as a break in my day, I'm like, let me go see what she's talking about. But she's got like 8,500 followers, particularly because of her travel tips. I don't think it's because she's an attorney doing great things. All right, so you want to develop your LinkedIn profile and you want to connect to individuals. So this is my other daughter, Sierra. So I had to highlight Jada, so I got to highlight Sierra. So Sierra's LinkedIn profile, you probably can't see it. I kind of broke it into 2 pages. She actually set up her LinkedIn profile in high school to start networking and getting scholarships. So Sierra got $1 million worth of scholarships for school, and she's an ECU Chancellor's Fellow. So they both got scholarships to ECU, praise God, because I had 2 in school at the same time, and they're graduating early due to the scholarships. Everybody give a round of applause. Yeah, so she actually has 73 connections. So the purpose of this is for me to show you how many connections she has. So just like your connections on your personal social media, you want to increase your connections on LinkedIn, because the more connections you have, the more followers you have, and the more resources and opportunities you have. Make sense? This is the rest. So she has her education, and she also has her volunteering opportunities. All right, so I talked about this already, connecting one step up. So if I meet somebody at a professional conference, I'm connecting to them. Then within a month, I'm going back to connect to their next level connection and see if I can make myself an introduction. The reason I do that is because one day I might be looking for a job, or one day I might be wanting to provide an HR consulting service to them. Or one day I might get a phone call and say, my son, daughter, or husband is looking for an opportunity at Nova Nordisk in Clayton. Do you know anybody that you can connect us to? I'll go reach out and I'll search. And I'll say, hello, remember me? I know somebody that has a degree in electrical engineering, 12 years of experience on the job market. Would you like for me to connect you to so you can fill your job quickly? This person's moving to Clayton. You see how that works? Okay. So I've been talking a lot lately. And my time is, it's close. So do you want me to go through resume tips, or do you want me to do some question and answers? Yeah. Okay, so I'm gonna do this one a little bit different. How many people have a resume and feel 100% confident about your resume? Like it's the bomb.com. Awesome. So tell me why your resume is the bomb.com. Yes, you. She's like, look at me. What's your name? Can you stand and tell me your name?
I'm gonna edit.
Hi, Hannah.
Hi. I feel that my resume, because it's personal to me,
It's mostly filled with stuff that I did in high school and a few of the things that I do now. Cause I am a very involved individual, but I can say, of course, I was really involved in high school. I was doing ROTC, I was doing the whole nine, but I got to college and it's a lot to take on.
Yeah.
With also being an athlete, so
So what's your, sport?
I cheated.
Yes, not great.
A lot of people don't think of it.
Yes.
We go through it, and I'm trying to keep a routine, but I'm trying to add on volunteer opportunities, like, I saw something on social media, like, start trying to find volunteer opportunities, like, in your community, because I just want to be of service.
Yes.
But I feel like it's just personally, so it's me.
How many pages is your resume? Just one page? That's fine. That's fine. Awesome. Thank you. Thank you. Anybody else? Anybody else? Yes. Can you share your name?
I know that update like regularly, applying for internship and the job. And I also utilize my business professional office. So they help me edit and make sure.
Great. All right, so I'm gonna give some snippets about resumes. Coming from someone who sees a million resumes. So the thing that you want to know is we are in an age of artificial intelligence and ATS. Does anybody know what an ATS is? Uh-oh, I got. Okay, ATS is an applicant tracking system. An applicant tracking system is anytime you apply for a job online, almost every company has a human resources information system that has an applicant tracking system tied to it. So when you see Indeed, ZipRecruiter, LinkedIn has a job board, there's a built-in applicant tracking system. That applicant tracking system helps HR professionals not have to read through every resume. So your resume can be fantastic to the eye. But the difference is, and Holly said it. She tweaks her resume on a regular basis. So you want to make sure your resume is no extracurricular fonts, no different sizes, no photos. That's not the place for that. You want your resume to be job specific to the position you're interested in. If you're applying for an internship, or you're applying for an externship, or you might be applying for a volunteer opportunity that's very near and dear to your heart. Find out the summary or the job description and identify keywords, add them into your resume. The applicant tracking system or the artificial intelligence system is going to key and pull out those keywords and shift you up to the top of the list so the recruiter can see you. You want to find an individual style for your resume. So my resume may not look good to you or you. You want to make sure your resume looks really good to you so that you feel confident in your resume. You want to make sure there's a legible font. You know, there's all these different fonts and people get very creative with their fonts. You don't want to do that because the applicant tracking system is not going to recognize it. There's about 3 fonts, Arial, Verdana, and Helvetica, that you should actually use on your resume. You can, but it's very hard on your eyes. It's very hard because a lot of times when you're looking at it like this is Arial. It's different variations of Arial. If you do Times Roman, it actually, the words start reading together. And see, professionals don't tell you this, But I actually, do metrics with my recruiters and my HR team because leaders are like, why you ain't finding no people? Why is it taking you so long to find people? And we actually pride ourselves in how long it takes us to find the right candidate for the right position using the applicant tracking system, because we might get, I don't know, 500 plus candidates for one position. And a lot of them do not meet the qualifications. But you want to make sure the font is a font that's easy for the applicant tracking system to pick up. And then when the resume comes to you, you can actually read it and see it. So this is page 1 of my resume. About 28 years of experience. You see how small this is? This is before I update. Because if you can't see, like you wear glasses, you're not gonna read through all of that. You wanna make sure it's 10 to 12 font size. And you wanna make strategic use of like bolds, capitalizations, and underlines. So if you have headers in your resume, so if you have your resume, does everybody have headers in their resume, like your experience? Okay, so you want each of the headers to be the same, like bold or underline or same font. You want to make sure your margins aren't too wide or too small. You have a question?
I said the practice is not like, but if someone did say facts, but I didn't know that something very facts or something like that, we need to share the action. So
You want to know how you can test it? Okay, so when you send a resume in Word, it looks a certain way. Save your resume in a PDF format and send it to someone with a Google account. You can send it to yourself.
okay.
Then you'll see how it looks.
Send the email form.
Sometimes it changes the format. It gets all funky. And I learned this the hard way. Like, just like I learned the hard way and trying to put everything on my resume. Because you want to make sure you're not allowing a system to rule you out because you wanted to get fancy with your resume. The shading in the background, what purpose is it serving other than to look good? Okay.
Track.
Okay. So if it does that, when you convert it to PDF and send it to Google, great, keep it that way. Because that's how it's going to look when you send it or upload it to an applicant tracking system. Because what you want to think about is how is it going to look when I upload it to an applicant tracking system. I think we talked about all of these. Okay, any questions? Yes. 5 minutes. Okay, so I wanted to move to questions. Any questions? Yes.
How many pages for the resume?
How many pages on your resume is too much? So I have this philosophy, and it's the HR in me. And the answer is it's 10. So it depends on how much information you're trying to share and what the reason for your resume. So I have 28 years of experience. So if I start cutting stuff off, trying to fit it on 2 pages, somebody isn't going to get all of my experience. So I have a 3-page resume. And I learned this too. When I applied for like some university positions, and they literally called me and was like, "Is this all of your CV? Like, where's the rest of it?" So it wasn't long enough. And then, like for my daughters who have their high school experience and scholarship and volunteer and some internship experience, their resumes is like a page and a half. So you want to make sure your resume has valuable content. You don't want to fluff it up, but you do want to share your outcomes and your branding. You don't want to squish it to one page. So if it runs to 2 pages, that's fine, as long as the content is valuable for the reader. Does that answer your question? Yes.
Something like visualizing my resume.
Yeah.
So you just said that putting the fact that I been offered a scholarship on my resume.
Oh, absolutely. Oh, absolutely.
Categorizing it. Because I categorize, like mine has like, so like the top of it, it tells you the activities I've done and the roles I've done. It is volunteer experience. So it's kind of just like here to here, there. Is that kind of smart to do, or was that like not?
So, yeah, this is my experience. So if you're looking for a job,
Yeah, and I also have jobs that I could.
so what I would recommend is you have two resumes.
Okay.
So one resume for a job. And most people that are looking for you for job opportunities or internship opportunities, they're looking for the chronological flow of your experiences that are going to add value to it, which will be your jobs. Or if you have volunteer opportunities that lead to transferable skills to an internship. Your education, put your scholarship information there. Education and awards, skill set should be a certain area. So the way my resume reads is my profile, career summary, then my experiences, then my education and awards, then my volunteer and then. Yes. Of course. So it's resume. So for your resume, it's your career profile or your career summary at the top. Then you want to do your experience in chronological order, meaning the most recent experience comes first. Then you want to do your education. Great to put scholarships there. You can also you can have an award section if you want to. If you have, I've seen individuals who may have a year and a half of work experience, but their award section was, I don't know, like 3 years worth of awards. Very relevant because transferable skills. And then your skills. So for your skills is what software do you use? Have you created a website? Do you know how to create a website? Do you create, so one of my daughters does flyers. She does that as a means of income. So she has that as one of her skill sets. Make sense? And volunteerism. Yes.
The most career break I've been to. They suggested things because of the amount of people and how many people interact with. So kind of just not necessarily how do you kind of find that? How do you how you navigate that correctly? Because the way I see it, thinking about it now, it's that I can contact somebody to say everything here and I can put it. But sometimes the recruiter will act kind of look at like we got more than paid.
Yeah.
And like almost stops with them like grabbing more than page, but sometimes more than page is like there, you know. So it's just how do you keep that relevant, even if there's like this saying versus question on people. It's not going to be about it.
So this is where your branding comes in. Because you're in a career fair and they're seeing hundreds. So let's think about it. So I do career fair. I don't do it as much as I used to, because I don't think they're effective. So I think, opportunities like this are more effective. Internships, job shadowing are more effective, but I mean, it's what people do. But if you go to a career fair, you want the person to remember you, not necessarily a piece of paper, but, or your personal brand statement or your element. Because then they're gonna take out their pen and stuff, right? So recruiters will tell you, get your resume right, make it tight. It's got to be one page. As you expand your experience and your leadership brand, and I know that y'all are going to, because you're here, it's going to be very difficult for you to get that to one page. Now, what I can tell you is, and nowadays, there are a ton of resume templates for you to use. Use them. Use them. Yes. Yes.
So most of the time, when you like, you know, let's say you're going to that restaurant or with the jobs we targeting, you have to like edit your resume for that position. So some of the stuff on your resume that like may apply to one position isn't going to apply to another one. So you have to like contour resume for specific positions, so like the bullet points or like experience can be important for the next position.
Perfect. And it's a job. So what I want you to know is managing your resume and your personal brand and your professional brand, you should designate a couple hours a week. Because then it becomes a habit. And just like she said, you tweak it for the reason.
I would also say that we have to dig a little bit deeper into networking in that session. But that's where it's important because every industry is different. Some industries that you are in, maybe you're not interested in some of the fluff that you might have, and I won't say fluff. They may look at it as fluff.
The volunteers.
So, right, and so that you have, maybe you only want to share the ones that are related to the mission. So in that way, it may make sense to bring it down. But I wouldn't say bring it down just for the sake of bringing it down. Be strategic about it. And also try to talk to somebody in that industry and ask them to look at my resume. What do you need with regards to applying for something in this field? And that specific field, because those, as she said, you gotta cater it to what you want.
So.
Yes.
Yeah, they don't, when
They-
it volunteer.
Yeah, when it comes to volunteer, they're not spending time. Like in IT, is anybody, interested in, technology? Okay, so IT certification. So volunteerism, probably not. Any position that you can transfer certifications of technical aptitude, add that. Finance, they don't like a lot. Consultant, I thought somebody did. Yes, so you got it, you are the two. So you actually, if you identify the area that you want to go into, or you identify 5 to 7 companies of interest, then tweak your resume, your professional brand, your LinkedIn connections, tweak those accordingly. You find somebody who works at Deloitte and connect with their next level leader. You know how on LinkedIn, there are groups that you can join. Join the same groups that the Deloitte consultants are joining. And then comment on the articles that they've been placing. Does that make sense? Yes. Yes.
I think, and I think one people should, I think it's I think of those type of resume and it's big, long it's one resume and those many things in the job. So then we have, if you go to computer and you have to get in, they don't want information. You can spend, I'm not gonna see you, they go, you want it all. Yeah, I had to say, something similar happened to me, but I paid, they don't have my record, and there was one lady who I was talking to, she was like, well, do you have experience in this, right? And I said, yeah, but, then she said, why don't I be living? You know, I thought it was supposed to be a page, so I didn't think it was relevant. And so I was like, I'm thinking, they cover it, so it's like you see that, but
Great points. Absolutely. Yes.
Yeah, thank you.
No, a cover letter is separate. Great. I'm sorry. So what is it? Curriculum vitae? Curriculum vitae. Curriculum vitae. So think of it as portfolios. So it is more, everything that you have done to fully encompass your presentation to a role. So it could be all of your experiences. If you had an internship, you could talk about that. You could talk about any publishing that you've done, presentations. So there's formatting that you do for a CV, and there's formatting that you do for resumes. And there's also templates. So there's templates that you can use for creating your resume. And then you can also look at, I want a resume for finalists, and they'll give you examples. I want a resume for consulting, they'll give you examples. I want a resume for internships, and they'll give you an example. So literally, you could have 5 resumes. And that's fine. It's speaking to the opportunity of interest at the time. Make sense? Yes.
And so I know a lot of jobs don't make cover letters, like mandatory, so low. Should we still do that, or?
I would say yes, to set yourself apart. Now, if it doesn't require, you don't have to do it. But cover letters do set you apart, just like thank you notes. When you have an opportunity to meet with someone, a thank you note speaks volumes. A handwritten thank you note is like next level. And a lot of people, like, they're so shocked that you will take the time up and write a handwritten thank you. They're like dumbfounded. And I'm like, hey, like, this should be like second nature. Yes.
And I will say, I know that, things change as we move generation, you know, and things like that. I know things change. And a lot of people in this generation, I will include my daughter in, because we go back and forth on this all the time, is that why do I have to write a thank you note like you just did it either afterwards? And you can, yeah, but it doesn't mean you don't follow up with a handwritten thank you note. Don't understand what this 50+ generation appreciates about a handwritten thank you note. It is next level, because guess what? If I interview 25 people and 24 of them just an email, but the 25th one sends an email and says your thank you note, blown out of the water. I promise you, because of extra effort that you're taking. So just think about it. Think about it, take it very seriously. I promise you it's next level. It's sugar.
Thank you so much.